Hi, I'm Sanjay Opal, the founder and CEO of Finbots.ai, a Singapore-based fintech. Through my 20-plus years in banking, one of the things that always struck out to me, the challenges of the entire lending system across the world, not just in a few markets. And I think COVID has brought some of these issues to fore. Today, the acknowledgement by the leading research houses is that the lending system is broken. International Banker came out with a report earlier this year that has said that the lending system is broken on the back of the legacy tools that organizations use to determine their lending decisions. IDC predicts that by 2024, 75% of all lending decisions for individual lending to individuals and micro and small and medium enterprises will be done using AI. So what's the challenge these financial institutions face today? They are threefold. Number one, the scorecards are used for making all decisions for lending to this sector. They have low to moderate accuracy. Number two, the long development cycle. So developing and deploying a scorecard takes you about 3 to 6 months. And finally, the solutions that are available in the market are fairly expensive and require specialist resources, putting it out of reach for an enormous number of financial institutions. What this has done is created an enormous financing gap globally. Just across developing markets, micro, small, and medium enterprises today have an unmet financing need of $5.2 trillion. Just to give you a scale of that, that is 1.4 times of the actual financing that's made available to this sector today. Out of that $5.2 trillion cap, $1.7 trillion is to women-run and women-owned businesses. This translates into 65 million enterprises today hungry for financing that they're not able to access. When you come down to individuals lending to people like you and me, that gap is about $2.1 trillion. There are about 200,000 lending institutions globally. Out of this 200,000, less than 10% actually have access to the sophistication you need to create some really good quality scorecards and credit decisions. So what it really means is we've got 180,000 potential lenders here who are using Excel spreadsheets and simplistic rules to determine their credit decisions. We have developed an AI-driven credit scorecard system called Z-Score. Z-Score achieves 3 key outcomes. Number one, it uses AI to create better quality and more accurate scorecards. Number two, you literally can develop new scorecards and implement them in a matter of hours. And thirdly, we have created a pricing model that ensures that not just the larger banks or the mid-sized institutions, but even the smallest fintech lenders or microfinance lenders with a small customer base can also afford the same solution. And finally, all this is wrapped up in a very easy-to-use solution, which is intuitive and does not require enormous investments at all in specialist resources. It's an end-to-end system, so we cover application scorecards, behavior scorecards, as well as collection scorecards. And it's a full integrated system right from data ingestion to model development, validation, and model implementation. A couple of key elements that we have as unique to our products is number one is explainable AI. Nobody wants a black box to be taking decisions for them. And the explainable AI module gives you a full analysis of why our models have made a certain decision. Number two, what we have is counter offers. Credit decisioning today is binary, approved, declined. In Z-Score, if an application is declined, automatically generates a counter offer if we find it within the risk parameters and sends it back to the customer. Competitively, we are uniquely positioned in terms of affordability of our solution as well as the functionalities that we enable today. In terms of our business model, we look at this target market of about $9 billion revenue per annum globally. In our serviceable market, which is Southeast Asia, South Asia, and parts of Africa, we are looking at potential of about $1 billion of revenue every year. The revenue coming back on annual subscription as well as implementation costs. In terms of traction, we've made tremendous progress this year. So we have currently tied up with PwC, who has chosen us as the recommended platform for their clients, especially the digital banks in Southeast Asia. And we are already working with them on some of these client engagements. Number two, Grant Thornton has recommended our product to one of their banking clients in MENA region. We also have been selected by IFC and recommended to one of the fintech lenders in the microfinance space, and that's a very key project currently in implementation. So we're making very good progress. Also, last year this product was recognized by the Central Bank in Singapore for the MAS FinTech Awards among the top 10 solutions in Singapore. In terms of the team, I bring over 20 years of global banking experience. I was in multiple markets, including in the UAE itself as a CFO for Standard Chartered and Group CFO for Emirates NBD. My co-founder and CTO brings, again, global experience across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, and across ABN AMRO, and also in technology firms such as SAP. And we have a very, very dedicated team that's developing this amazing product. We're looking to raise about $1 million in funding right now through the SAFE structure. And the idea is that with the investments that we have already made, which are over $1 million, we are now ready to put the investments to scale up the kind of expansion of this into our target markets. Thank you.